Okay, so here we are. This is my first real dispersed camp since I left my seasonal job in North Dakota, just about a week ago today. As you can see, there's a second chair here. I met up with a fellow YouTuber van lifer, Dave, in his box van here. He's got a YouTube channel called VanLifeMeow. He's got 2 cats in there, so we're going to say hi to Dave here in a little bit. I need to get some breakfast in me. Okay, so for those of you that don't know Dave through his videos, Dave, what's up, man?
How's it going?
Good. Pleasure to meet up with you. I'm glad
awesome.
our paths crossed so conveniently.
Yeah, we just happened to be in the same area at the same time, so we met up, had some lunch, and ended up camping together.
So those that haven't checked out Dave's YouTube channel, VanLifeMeow, he does have 2 cats in there. We'll meet them. He has documented this complete build. That's how I found him. I found him when he was at the stage of putting in the side door, then went back and started from the beginning, so I'd recommend that. But Dave, tell us a little bit about you and how you got out here on the road, and then we'll check the van out.
Yeah, so I've been on the road for about a month and a half now. I'm loving it. It's kind of been a long time coming. I've been working towards this for a few years. I bought this U-Haul box van beginning, New Year's of 2024. And it took me a whole year to build it, working full-time and just doing what I can on nights and weekends. But finally got it done, and like literally 2 days later, I hit the road in this thing. So yeah, it's been a dream of mine for years, and I'm finally out here doing it, and so far so good. I'm loving it. Van's working out great. No real major issues with the van, and just been exploring and kind of living my dream life. So
nice, man. Yeah. That's awesome. Super stoked for you.
Yeah, so I set it up basically like an RV, pretty much the same configuration. So on your passenger side, you have the door there. I put an awning on it. And then on the driver's side, you have your hookups. So if I ever do go to a campground, I've got my power, water, and a gray tank dump on the driver's side. So basically set up like a little Class C, or it's technically a Class B size, but it's basically like an RV. And in the back, I, of course, got rid of the roll-up door, and I decided to build like a little stub out, like a trunk thing.
Let's check it out.
Mostly for my bicycle. I ride my bike a lot, but I didn't want it outside or exposed or getting weathered by the elements. So after I got rid of the roll-up door, I got a bunch of angle iron and welded a kind of a frame around the opening, and then it's just exterior rated plywood is what the wall's built with, angle iron and plywood. Then I built this little trunk thing here, and it kind of opens up. I got these barn doors here, and I keep my bicycle in the back. And everything else, it's pretty much just a big storage thing. But
wow, that's awesome.
It barely fits, but it's just a lot more convenient than having like my bike hanging off the back under a cover or something like that.
So this is more than just this box. That actually goes into the van underneath your bed?
Yep, the whole underside I have a twin bed across the back, and then the whole underneath of it's storage, other than my diesel heater's kind of tucked in there as well.
Nice. Wow, so tons of storage, accessible from inside and out.
Yep, it's kind of a mess how I packed it, but I can fit quite a bit back here. So.
Perfect. Nice big window. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a big, it's an RV exit window. It's the kind where it tilts open, but it can also open all the way in case for some reason you need to get out.
Emergency exit.
Kind of like a school bus has, the emergency exits on it.
You've got some stuff on the outside, a water can and traction boards.
Yeah, I started with the awning. I figured out that a 10-foot RV awning fits almost perfectly on this. And then this is actually spare fuel for the van. And then on the other side, I have another one that's plumbed into my diesel heater. So I have a 5-gallon diesel tank.
For the diesel heater, okay.
And then the traction boards, just, kind of mainly for looks, honestly. But if I ever needed them, I got them.
Yeah. So you got to tell us about the snakes. I thought that you applied these like snake decals, but that's not the case.
Yeah, so when U-Haul gets these ready to sell to the public after they've retired them, essentially, they peel the decals off the cab portion, but for the box, they just vinyl wrap the entire box. And mine, it was just really hastily done and looked terrible, and a lot of it was peeling off already. So I peeled, the first thing I did to this van when I got it and started building it is I peeled that white vinyl wrap off and exposed all of the old U-Haul decals that were still on it. And it had these snakes, and my brother and a lot of my friends were like, that is the coolest thing ever. What are the odds that you get the one with the snakes on it? So I ended up just kind of trimming the decal around the snakes and decided to leave them. And even today, I'm still on the fence about keeping the snakes. But everyone likes them so much, I just kind of left them, and it's kind of the van's sort of identity. Yeah, they're called the Snakes of Narcisse, and it's Manitoba up in Canada. There's I don't know if it's a provincial park up there where thousands of these like red-sided garter snakes like have big mating rituals in the spring, and people go and view that. So that's what those are. They're just garter snakes. But
anything we should check out on the other side?
There's just
the hookups, I guess you said.
Yeah. So this is my diesel tank.
So that is plumbed straight in, or you fill your diesel tank?
This is plumbed right to the heater. I have a hookup here, and I ended up running actual hard line underneath the van, and then I have a higher quality filter / moisture separator. It's the one for like the Wabastos and stuff under the van, and then the fuel pump's underneath there too, so I don't really have to hear it. But yeah, 5-gallon capacity on my diesel, and it's on the same side as my fuel.
Perfect.
So when I pull up to a pump, I fill the van, and then I just reactivate the pump and fill my diesel too. I hung my ladder here. I probably shouldn't have, just because now it's out in the elements, but from what I can tell, it's all just plastic and aluminum. So this is just a collapsible extension ladder, so I can get up and clean or service the solar panels if I have to. And
you also have a wood stove, so you can take your cap off and put the chimney on.
Yeah, I keep the chimney in that trunk there that you just saw, and then there's a little like pipe plug up there. So if I want to use my wood stove, I just take that cap off, put the extension on, and then I can use it. This is my power hookup for shore power. I have an inverter charger. So if I plug into a campground, I can charge my batteries off of that. And then this is for the water. So.
And you got a 20-gallon, you said?
20-gallon water tank, fresh water. And then I have a 15-gallon undermount gray tank with a heater. I put a little 12-volt heating pad on it just in case. But just gray water, no black tank. But 20 gallons of fresh water lasts me, I mean, at least 2 weeks. So.
And you did lift this, right?
I did put a lift on it. I figured a more aggressive tire and more ground clearance. At least and I've actually gone quite a few places where I normally wouldn't. Just having that extra ground clearance really makes a big difference. So, but yeah, it is just a rear-wheel drive van. It's really not worth converting to 4x4. It's just all the labor involved and it's an older van. But I mean, so far I'm getting around pretty well.
Nice. And again, he documented all this in videos. He's got a playlist of the whole build series. So. Yeah, I would recommend checking that out. And let's move around the front and on into the inside.
Yeah, I ended up upgrading the front to the more modern style sealed or composite headlights. And put a new grille on it just to make it look a little nicer. The old grille was all cracked up and kind of ugly. These vans,
they're like the base model.
Like work van kind of. U-Haul takes really good care of these mechanically. Like it had great service records and stuff, but they do get beat up. So cosmetically, the van wasn't. It was ugly. So I kind of gave it a facelift, and I did end up repainting the cab because that white Chevy van paint like flakes off.
Mine has the same problem
for that. Mine was doing it pretty bad. It didn't look so bad when I first bought it, but after time, it was just shedding its skin.
He's got in his video, he's taking an air compressor nozzle and just spraying air on the paint, and it's just flaking right off.
I had no intentions of repainting my cab, but it came down to that. So I ended up just spraying a single stage. That's Rust-Oleum tractor paint, basically.
Looks great.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good.
And this is a kit bumper, you said? You had to weld together?
Yeah, this is I got it. It was about $600 after shipping, and it's from Move Bumpers, a company out of Montana.
Nice.
It is basically a weld it together yourself bumper kit. I had a friend who was pretty good at welding, and I had a cheap little Amazon welder, so I bought it. We kind of mocked it up, tacked it together on the van, and then my friend took it to his shop and finished it up. And then that same friend sold me his old worn winch, so I have an 8,000-pound worn winch on here now. Hopefully I'll never need that, but I got it if I need it. Same with the traction boards and stuff.
You did like I did. You put the spare tire up on the...
I stole Brian's idea.
It's actually a chore to get those up there. But...
It is, yeah. You got to be in shape to lift a 31-inch off-road tire up on your cab roof, but it was really the most convenient place to put it. The thing with these cutaway vans is they don't have an undermount spare.
Right.
Regular Chevy vans I've seen that I've worked on, the exhaust kind of runs down one side and then they have a spare tire underneath. But these, the exhaust kind of kicks over, the muffler kind of runs horizontally.
And it's a giant muffler.
Yeah. So there's really nowhere convenient to put a spare, and I kind of stole Brian's idea on that and just put it up there, and then just kind of added some lights and stuff to complete the look, I suppose.
It looks great, man. You did such a good job. And we haven't even seen the inside yet. And it's really impressive.
Yeah, come on in. I'll show you.
Yeah, we got the kitties in there.
Yeah,
and,
I have two cats.
So for this side door, that's how I found your videos. The first video I found of yours, you were like cutting the frame out for this dropped floor.
Yeah, mostly so I could get the door to actually fit.
Yeah.
Most RV doors are like 72-inch tall. This one is 69 and something or another in height, and I believe 26 wide, which actually technically would have just barely fit without the dropped floor.
Yeah.
But having the lowered entry I still need a step stool to get in, but it really helps a lot.
That's almost a full foot.
Yeah, it keeps me from banging my head and stuff. But
nice.
Yeah, what I did is basically took it in as far as I could. The actual van's frame rail is like right there. So I just cut out, and same thing as I did with the back, I used angle iron, just kind of welded it in. And the wood I used for this is the same fiberglass reinforced plywood that I cut out of the box. The RV door, I custom ordered this actually. This is from a 2018 Jayco fifth wheel. And I paid a lot for it. It was almost $700 for shipping. But I looked forever for used RV doors, and they are out there, but there really wasn't any in my area. So,
nice.
And I kind of knew what I wanted. I wanted black trim. I wanted a window that was see-through. A lot of them are like a privacy glass, and some of them open the other way. And I just kind of knew what I wanted. So,
it looks great, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's step inside here.
Gotta grab the baby here. I have a kitten and an old cat.
Okay.
He's pretty rowdy.
Okay, so here we are on the inside. You want to give us the rundown of what you did here?
Yep. So in the back, I have a regular sized twin mattress. I figured out right away, as soon as I bought the van, that you can fit a twin bed horizontally across the back. So that was kind of how I started my design. With the bed in the back, I just wanted a bed that was always there and ready to go. Nothing that I had to like convert or deal with every day. I could just get to camp and beds there for me. I built all these cabinets from scratch and made them just as lightweight as possible. It's all like 3/8 plywood and 1x pine and stuff. Kind of just took a lot of time doing a lot of just building them from scratch. They're all just kind of custom size and put together. Tons of wood glue and nails holding this all together, and they've been pretty sturdy so far. Works pretty well. Watching other YouTubers, I just had to have a wood stove. I just thought that was the coolest thing ever, to have a little wood stove in my van. I've only used it like once so far, but I got this wood stove from a company called Capybara. They're out of Nevada. It was $2.99 for this, which is a lot cheaper than the other ones on the market, but pretty decent. One mistake I made, or at least obstacle I encountered building this van is I kind of put the wood stove in a place where I couldn't go straight up and out with the exhaust. And that was a big headache trying to figure out a safe way to vent this. You can't really get elbows in proper wood stove exhaust in double wall. So this is double wall pallet vent, but the first little foot of it here is a stainless double wall pipe from Cubic Mini, because I was told that because the outer layer of this double wall pipe is galvanized, if that got too hot, it could produce like a toxic gas. But I have tested this. I've done a ton of research on it and kind of figured out a way to make it work. But venting the wood stove was quite the hassle. But the way that the van is designed, I have my roof completely covered with solar, so there's only a couple places in the van where you could just go straight up and out with it. But I just had to have this wood stove, so I made it work for me.
Nice.
Kind of designed a little alcove for it. I got tile down here and this kind of heat reflective stuff on the walls. One thing I've realized after I bought the mattress and installed it is I put a wood stove like literally right next to my bed.
Right.
So I actually did design this little thing here that I can slide out. It's just
smart.
an extra, you know, if I feel a little unsafe about something. But I did lots of testing, made the hottest fire I possibly could in it. And with the heat gun, I went around and checked all the surfaces around it and made sure everything was safe. But got the wood stove there. This side of the van is kind of the kitchen. I have an induction stove. I wanted everything in the van to be electric. I didn't want to deal with propane. So I have an electric cooktop. I have an electric water heater. I have a diesel heater, so that's kind of my only fuel that I use. And it's been great, real efficient. This is the kitchen side. Underneath this cabinet is all my plumbing. I have a 20-gallon water tank. Water pump. I have a 3-gallon electric water heater, which is actually plenty for a shower. No issues there. It's been working out pretty good. And then my drinking water, I get right out of the sink and I have it running through a 3-stage water filter.
Nice.
So there's my drinking water, and then if you kick it over to hot, it comes out quite a bit quicker because it's not running through those filters. But got this kind of little just generic RV sink with a flip down lid, so I kind of have a work surface as well. Coffee maker, teapot. This little area here, I just put this actual just regular closet shelf organizer thing that I painted black, but just to utilize as much of the wall space as possible in the van. Got a little LED light bar here. This is just all my kitchen stuff, kind of spices and condiments there. And then these 2 drawers I built here are all my pots and pans.
Really deep drawers.
Yeah, I made sure everything would fit in these 2 drawers. They have the kind of soft close tracks on them, so they kind of stay shut as I'm driving. And then underneath the wood stove, I have a little storage bin. That's where I keep my canned goods and kind of dry foods and stuff.
Nice.
Underneath here, it's kind of a mess, but I pretty much have it full of all kinds of stuff. Pretty much everything you'd expect to see under the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
The shower, I pretty much made as much use of this little bit of space as I could. It's a 2-foot by 2-foot shower area. I've got a pan there. I have a 15-gallon gray tank again under the van. These 2 things drain into that. There's my bucket, which is my trash can / toilet if needed. I have the standard bucket toilet seat here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the cat's litter box goes there and stuff. When I want to shower, I just take all these things out of here. I tilt my driver's seat up a little bit, and then I pull this curtain around. I got this curtain on just a little track on the ceiling.
Brilliant.
And I have just enough room to take a shower in my van and with privacy, and it works out real well, actually. It's been super convenient. And then I put this little mirror here and with a light on it if I ever need that, and then I hang my towel from that as well.
You decided to do a big cutaway here. In my box van, I just did a little pass through, and you did pretty much the whole
Yeah, just like an RV.
Yep.
I just kind of opened it all up. I'm glad I did that. It kind of makes it feel a little bigger in here.
And you made this really awesome piece of furniture here. As you can see, it's kind of like a cat play area / fridge holder. You've got a nice little fountain water for the cats, and yeah, it just turned out so nice, man.
Yeah, I got rid of the passenger seat right away because I knew I wouldn't really be riding around with anyone else, and I'd just be piling stuff on it anyway. And that seemed like the most logical place to put my fridge. So,
you like it, kitty? Is that fun?
that's Theodore. He's the baby.
Yeah.
Of course, I carpeted that little console there, so they've already been kind of shredding at it.
Yeah.
But
Got a nice little scratching post thing over here for him. And all right, well, we talked about the kitchen and the bed area. I guess it's over to the office electronics.
Yes, on the other side of the van, it's kind of like, this is my desk, and this is where all the power system is. It's kind of the most ridiculous part of my van build is all the wiring I put into this thing. I crammed as much power system as I could fit. I have 800 watts of solar on the roof, and I have 560 amp hours of lithium under here. Just two 280s.
Yep.
And then I put a 3,000 watt inverter charger. I just oversized the inverter too, in case, that way I would never have to buy another one if for some reason I needed AC one day or whatever. This is kind of where I do all my work on the laptop. I have this extra monitor. It's a computer monitor. But I also put a TV tuner on it too.
Oh, nice.
I can kind of have two screens while I work. And then I have a sound bar underneath, just because I don't have really any stereo system other than that. And then this whole panel here is kind of the whole, I call it the command center, but it's basically all the whole controls for the van,
So you've got everything mounted to the wall with this kind of plexiglass cover with some things mounted on the plexiglass.
Yep, and this whole panel hinges open. So
Saw that. You got hinges on the side.
Yeah, and it's just Velcro over here, but
okay.
I can open this whole thing up to access the wiring or anything behind.
Yeah.
So I have that Starlink. I've got my solar charge controller, my inverter controller, my battery monitor, diesel heater controller. That's just an indoor-outdoor thermometer thing.
You've got like a camera surveillance?
Yeah, I do have security cameras all around the van, so I have 360 coverage of the van. If I ever have to leave the van and, unattended for a while, I can monitor it remotely.
Yeah.
And then this is kind of a DVR here. And with their power over Ethernet cameras, so I have a little network switch there. If Starlink is on, then I can monitor it remotely. And then over here I have basically all the switches for everything in the van. They all do something. I got water pump, heater, max fan. I have an LED light strip over the bed with a little remote. I got some remotes next to the bed for, ambience or whatever. I have porch lights on both sides of the van. There's one on that side, and then a switch kind of over here for the other side. And they do white and amber, those porch lights. They're pretty convenient. USB chargers. I have like all of the USB, so I can charge my drone batteries, my GoPro batteries, my phone, everything all at once.
Nice.
That's been very useful.
And then the ventilation system with the fans?
Yeah, I have these two PC fans, like 120 mil fans. I can kick them on, and they just kind of pull air. There's a space behind this desk that goes underneath where the inverter and everything is. And I can just kind of pull air and heat out of that this whole compartment here. And I do have them on a dimmer too, so I can
slow the
control
fans.
the speed and stuff. But they're actually so quiet on high speed that
can't even hear them.
Yeah. And then I have a tank heater on my gray tank. I haven't really used that yet, but in case I have an issue where my tank won't drain because it's frozen, I can kick that on. It's just 12 volt heater. And then I have exterior outlets, 120 volt AC and 12 volt DC on the passenger side of the van. So if you're at camp, you want to plug something in outside, I can turn those on.
Very nice.
And Yeah, everything's a lot of wiring in this tiny little van.
Yeah, and did it very nice and organized. Everything is really just well thought out and done. Yeah, Theodore's having a great time in here.
Oh yeah, he's pretty rowdy. He's been tearing this van apart. So. And then up there underneath the fridge, I do have a 40 amp DC to DC charger.
Okay, to charge while you're driving.
Yep, I ended up running a piece of flex conduit underneath the van.
Okay.
From the power system here up to the cab. So I have that DC to DC, a dedicated circuit for my fridge. And then on the dash, I put like two 120 volt AC outlets, and then also some USB chargers and stuff.
So those AC outlets are coming from your inverter?
Yep.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. Couldn't really think of any practical use for those, and then I thought about maybe someday when I'm driving, I could actually move the cat bed, because I have a little platform right there.
Yeah.
I could actually have a crock pot.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. There you go. That'd
right
be
next
one
to
use.
me as I'm driving, and reach over, stir it.
Some stew going.
You know. And that's just a tablet I have. I had a tablet mount, and I decided to I wanted that kind of cockpit, kind of driver-centric kind of feel in the cab, so I kind of set it up that way.
You do have a curtain here if you needed to use it.
Yeah, privacy curtain, just because I did open the entire cutout. So if I were parked somewhere and I didn't want to deal with putting up my Reflectix, I can just pull these two privacy curtains. They fit perfectly, but I don't really use them that often. I've just been, as you can see, just kind of using the curtain rod to hang things with. But yeah, these are pretty nice. They just magnet together and work pretty well.
And got a little shoe storage cubby up here.
Yep, this is just all footwear, basically.
Yes,
I needed to put them somewhere, so.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I
built a little deal.
Leave mine scattered everywhere. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Cool.
And, I did replace the driver's seat with I custom ordered an actual RV seat.
Yeah.
The driver's seat was all tore up and ripped up and not very comfortable, so that was a pretty pricey purchase, but I don't regret it at all. It's pretty nice to have a good seat in the van.
Well, I really appreciate it, Dave. Thank you for taking the time to show us all your van and taking the time to meet up with me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you. I know it's just been a pleasure to meet you. I've been watching your channel for years. I love your videos, and yeah, you're a super laid-back, cool dude to hang out with, and I've had a good time camping with you.
No, same here, likewise. And I think a lot of you would really enjoy Dave's channel. Very laid-back, mellow vibe, if you like that about my channel. And yeah, it's just so awesome. I get re-inspired when I meet people like Dave that have put so much thought and work into this and have finally made the choice to get on the road. It just reminds me of the early days for me and keeps me refreshed and inspired. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks.